Alright you guys, welcome to part 2. We are now going to talk about the dyeing process. This includes all the trim pieces like your center console and the trim pieces between the door and the carpet. So we're honestly just going to jump right into it because I'm really excited that and I got a doctor's appointment in an hour. So obviously the most important part is prepping the pieces. So what you're also going to need is, you guys are going to need some of this Duplicolor fabric paint. It's in pure black. I know it says fabric, but trust me with this. You're going to need some Scotch Brite pads. Trust me on this.
You're also going to need something to clean the pieces with. I suggest Greenworks.
And you're also going to need 600 grit sandpaper. So all of this will be in the description below, so don't even worry about it. So, and you're also going to need a tub of boiling water. So everyone else says you should sand all these pieces before you soak them. They're all wrong. The soaking gets off this kind of almost Duplicolor like film that BMW puts on top of their products, their trim pieces. And so then to just remove the rest of it with the heat would make no sense. Instead you should remove it all with the heat and then sand it to get a proper smoothness. So as you see, I've done a number of pieces. So these pieces have been completed. They're really easy, so you can kind of see, especially if we remove the bottom of this. I just kept it all together. So you can kind of see in here the split between the film and my sanding. So I did sand that surface. It feels completely flat to the touch. It's really hard to scrub in a surface area so small like this. So don't be butthurt if you can't. So I would just remove as much as you can. As you see, I've removed it from here up and all around this piece. To disassemble this piece, it's rather easy. You slide it sideways and there's going to be a spring on the side. You're going to disconnect that spring, you're going to flip it over, and then there's going to be a pin that gets stuck right here. Just push that pin in and the whole thing slides out. It's honestly that simple. And again, I did the same for these pieces. So these I did by hand and they came out just as nice. So these smaller pieces were done by hand, but you can dip them in the tub and get the same result. It would probably take you less time, but it's all in the prep. So I would rub your hand over every surface, make sure everything feels smooth, and anything that doesn't feel smooth, continue sanding. It could take you hours, but for a good end result, that's what you want. Alright you guys, I'm in my bathtub. These have been soaking in fairly hot water. You want them as close to scalding as you can get, to be completely honest. And so I'm just getting my Scotch Brite pad and I'm just scrubbing it. If nothing comes off, then so be it. But you want to get these as clean as possible. The center console is going to be the one that really gives us trouble. So you can even see it falling off into the water with every stroke. Dip that in, yeah, look at that. So it's just all coming off and you can kind of see it now. You guys might not be able to, but I can. Make sure to get the edge, which can often be a little bit on the difficult side. All I have to really do is scoot it off, and if I don't see blue, then I know I'm all the way off. Yeah, so I'm still seeing a lot of blue when I scrub over here. And that's basically it, you guys. Just scrub until you stop getting blue off. Or gray, or whatever the hell you want to call. Or beige, if that's what you're doing. It's a very thick layer on this. The closer you have the water to scalding, the easier it'll come off. Get around the handbrake area. Alright, I think this piece is about done, and anything not done about it I'll certainly get with the sandpaper. So this is what I see here. I don't know if you guys see it, but there's like this light color here and this not as light color over here. Hold on. Yeah, so see, that's all still padding I didn't get, so. The plastic pieces are a bit more straightforward. You just shake your rattle can, you spray away, don't lay it on too thick, use your common sense. Start off the piece, roll over the piece, and stop spraying off the piece. And between coats, just leave it like for 3 to 5 minutes. This stuff is really resilient and it's pretty idiot proof, so you don't really have to have that much painting experience. But I mean, don't be a complete idiot about it. For those wondering how well this stays on, it stays on extremely well. The only part that is worn off on my car after about 3 months is the very edges of the Euro tray, which is where my phone bangs against it around corners. Now, the A, B, and C pillars and the headliner are a bit of a different story. So we used RIT dye for this, and the first thing you should know is read the instructions. I went off of what another person said in a thread who did this exact project, and what they said is to fill it with like 80% RIT dye and like 20% water, and these were my results. I learned don't use a spray can. I made all the mistakes for you guys. Don't use the spray can for RIT dye. And don't use more than one coat. I will openly admit this was the least successful part of the entire job. As you can see, that roof piece right there, that's where I tried to double coat it. It didn't come out well. I ended up replacing it. Now, I can't speak for those of you who can successfully manage to do more than one coat of RIT dye, but I found the RIT dye could never get black enough. So I would have the base coat of the RIT dye, and then I would use the same fabric Duplicolor Sprint Can, and then I would douse all my plastic pieces in this to give it the rich black that I was looking for. Feel free to do this as many times as you want to get it to your desired amount of black. Just make sure you do the roof, make sure you do all the fabric pieces near each other so you can compare the darkness and they don't mismatch on your car. Ask me how I know. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to show you how to remove all these pieces from your car. All I will say is that the sun visors have 2 little screws. If you look at the sun visor holder, there's like 2 little push rivets. If you push on them and pull out from it, then the screws will be revealed. B pillars are held in with little push rivets under the rear door panel. And then the C pillars are held in by interior clips, and a screw under the light. If that guidance isn't enough for you, I will link a guide that I followed on how to remove everything down below. Obviously, when you remove all the roof pieces, the headliner comes right off. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you found it informative. If you've made it this far, you're probably following in my footsteps, and you will not be disappointed. Make sure to stay tuned for the last update, which will be how to do the doors, and it's definitely one of the most interesting ones. So anyway, thanks so much. Make sure to subscribe to get that update, and I will see you guys next time.